I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
And greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk about citizens and run to the community. Yes, the community, I mean you, right there. You sitting there. No, not you, behind you. Yeah, not you. I hope everybody's doing okay over there. Today is Thursday, September 19th, getting my days wrong, at least in North, South, and Central America. I hope everybody's doing well. We're live today on Twitch and YouTube. You want to click the Discord link to join us, because we're going to have a good conversation, I hope, and it should be fun. But first, before we get started off, I want to introduce my co-host, Jade. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just got out the.
Been?
Oh, it's been a good week. It's flown by. It's been busy as usual, and it's flown by. But I got some time to jump into server meshing tests, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, how many people are up to now? You gave me the latest number, but...
Yeah, last time I was in, which was probably about 5 minutes before we started, it was 786.
786.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And how stable... Well, we can talk about that in a bit.
We'll talk
about that later. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, come on into Discord and come talk with us about what's going on this week in Star Citizen. At least for me, I hope everyone survived Friday the 13th last week without any mishaps. Are you superstitious, Jade?
I'm a scientist. No.
That doesn't mean anything. A lot of people can be scientists and still be superstitious, Jade.
I mean, I'm sure, but like, it goes against everything like that. How I live. Science is not just a body of knowledge; it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Well, I mean, if enough bad things happen to you on a certain time or doing a certain thing, you'll tend to see that as a pattern. You know, humans are great at pattern recognition, either good or bad.
Yeah, but as a scientist, I would look at that and say confirmation bias.
Yeah, but still confirmation. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Didn't have too much of a problem during Friday the 13th. Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of watching Fight Night. Not Fright Night, but Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist, and I'm enjoying it. It has Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Hart, Don Cheadle, Taraji P. Henson, and Terrence Howard, among other stars. And many of those stars have never been on a project all at one time together before, so that's pretty good. Called Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist. And I'm in the middle of a Kindle reading spree, so I'm behind on my Audible book. I'm behind on my anime, but I hope I'll catch up sometime soon. How about you? You doing any reading?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of reading, but it's mostly nonfiction, unfortunately, so I'm not going to get into it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Danger Hobo.
Hey, Danger Hobo, and everybody else in chat. And, and tomorrow is Flights of Rhythm, tomorrow at 2100 UTC on the People's Radio. Before we get started, I do want to say that today is the last day of ISC, at least for the season, until after CitizenCon. And also, I'll be taking a 2-week break from Soul Talk. I'll be back 2 weeks from today, so I'll be skipping the 26th, and I'll be skipping the 3rd, so I'll be back on October 10th. For Soul Talk. So I'll be taking 2 weeks off. Hope everybody will be able to get along without me. It should be cool. But yeah, I've been going straight at it for a while. I did take a semi-break in December when I didn't have my PC, but that was stressful because I didn't have my PC, so that wasn't really a break. So I'll be taking a 2-week break just to cool down and relax a bit.
So just like CIG, you're going on hiatus for CitizenCon.
No, just for 2 weeks. Just for 2 weeks. Just for 2
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
Do we know who's going to be here in your place?
No, I think I'll be no slow talk for those 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Someone may decide to come in and fill in, but yeah, as far as I know, there won't be anyone filling in. But
Come on, serious fun.
Yeah, I'll do a reminder at the end of the no pressure, serious fun. I'll do a reminder at the end of the show too. All right then, so let me do my thing, and then we can oh boy, and then we can get ready with the rest of the show. So I said, "Oh boy," because this is gonna be tough for me, but we'll see if I can get through this. So here we go. Who's been messing up everything? It's been Molly all along. Who's been pulling every evil string? It's been Molly all along. It's too late to fix anything. Now that everything has gone wrong. Thanks to Molly, naughty Molly, it's been Molly all along. And she killed Pico too. I'm not gonna do the laugh. I had a cackle there that I wanted to do at the end, but I'm not gonna do the laugh. Anyway, let me break people down. It was done by Fist Face and Poppin' Face. Let me see if anyone can get this in chat. Anyone recognize that theme song?
I know this.
You do? What is it?
But no, should I let I should let our guests go first.
They know what it is. They know what it is.
Okay.
They know what it is. What do you think it is, Jade?
So Molly is Agatha, right?
Right. Where's the song from?
WandaVision?
There you go. You got it. WandaVision for 2021.
Yeah.
And that's in celebration of Agatha All Along going live yesterday on Disney Plus. Oh yeah, good guess. You got one.
Yeah, finally.
How often do you get one? You get one like every other month or so, right?
Well, when you stick to things that were from this century, I'll get more.
Trying to give me a hint. I see how it is. Oh yeah. But I did get to watch the first 2 episodes from last night. I enjoyed them, so I recommend people check them out. All right. So how are you doing, Fist and Pops?
Oh, we're doing good.
Okay. All right.
Doing all right.
I wouldn't have got that one. I'll be honest with you.
You know, we wouldn't have got that one. We just watched the thing last night.
Yeah, I forgot it though.
I wouldn't have. No. Wait.
Yeah.
That's good. We watched Agatha last night. Yes, but what we watched, I didn't know we were talking about WandaVision. That was the answer. 'Cause I forgot that song.
Okay.
Like if you did the other one, then it would have been different. I
wouldn't do the other one because the other one just came out last night. So yeah, that's too soon. Yeah, but we talk about the theme song for Agatha All Along, their TV show, not their WandaVision one. But yeah. Anyway, let's get this show started. Going to the sneak peek. On to the sneak peek. And the sneak peek title is Take the Gold. And they have some gold coins or piracy coins. I see how it is now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, it almost looked like a what do you call it? What's the flaming skull hat guy? Ghost Rider.
Oh, Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost remind me of those. But yeah, what do y'all think?
But the thing I noticed is that every word on it is kind of scratched out except of. So I guess.
Really yeah.
Yeah, of is the only word that's not scratched out.
Okay. And we're also joined by Admiral Kusanagi. How are you doing?
Evening, everyone. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Admiral?
What's up, Adam?
Did you have anything to say about the sneak peek?
Well, that's the same as the new paint job that's out right now.
Oh, it is? Mm.
Yeah, it's the kind of run in there. Yeah, it's that skull paint job that they're selling right now on the website.
Oh, I didn't even see.
I I'd like to know the lore behind these coins. If anybody from the narrative team wouldn't mind, because like on the back, it's a United Empire of Earth coin, and United Empire and Earth are all scratched out. But on the front, it's a skull. So like, the UE didn't make coins with skulls, did they?
I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Yeah. So
But
it
this
kind
might
of
be a
doesn't make
satire.
sense.
This might be a pyro satire, or maybe the citizen
Yeah.
for pyro satire.
But no, I mean it doesn't. But everything, and they mentioned this. We'll get the lore makers community questions. Everything you see in Star Citizen has to make sense within the universe of Star Citizen.
So do they have to? Really?
They do.
they
Yeah, they
to?
do. Otherwise, you're breaking the fourth wall, and it's not good in a movie or a video game.
Oh, they
Well,
did it
let's
in
look at it this
the 1242 vertical slice a while ago, but other than that.
When did they break the fourth wall in the vertical?
Okay, they
slice?
didn't make a fourth wall. They made a Terminator reference. There was a wink, wink, nut, dud towards the fourth wall, but yeah.
I'm gonna throw
But
in
Terminator
a-
could have existed in the past of Star Citizen, right? Because it's still the Earth. Albert Einstein existed, so did Copernicus.
Mm.
So why not the movie The Terminator? That's not really
Hey,
breaking the
Toby.
fourth wall. Hey,
What
Toby.
up?
Togi, how are you doing?
Oh,
I
I'm
think that's
doing.
the Skull Crusher paint. I just posted a link to the paints right there.
Okay.
Like,
Well, think about
what
it.
it should just be is it should just be a modified coin that there was like whoever the first Imperator was, and the pirates just used like this is like pirate scrimshaw, and they're just
Mm.
modifying the coins into skulls.
Okay,
Or couldn't
I like that.
Couldn't they
Yeah, but
just
counterfeit.
right? Couldn't they just do their own? Take the gold and mint their own.
But if they
Well,
did that,
why
why
are
would they put United Empire Earth on the back?
No,
Yeah,
that's why they
just to
scratched it
scratch it
out.
up.
That's why they scratched it
Not
out.
at-
To
Adam.
scratch it out. To scratch it
Yeah.
out. To
Yeah.
yeah. That's all.
Okay.
It's a shot at them.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been something on the back end where they just molded whatever they want, heated it up, and they mold the skull on there, and then they're just crapping on the UEE because these are coins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hmm. All right, well, we'll see how this works out. I mean, after all, this is a sneak peek, and it's called Take the Gold, so we'll see how they're coming to the game sooner than later. Maybe CitizenCon they'll say, oh, maybe this is a no, I'm gonna say maybe it'll be a physical thing for CitizenCon grab
No,
bag,
it's
but
for the-
no.
This is for the contest.
Okay.
So they're gonna
Okay.
have to make an emote now where we can bite the gold and we can just bite it. Kind of like they do like Olympic medals. Is it gold?
People bite Olympic
Yeah.
medals.
Teeth mark.
Yes, they
Teeth
do.
mark.
Yeah,
teeth
they
mark.
do. Yeah, that's part of the celebration.
Yeah, that should have been the Olympics. I want to bite some gold.
And with that, yeah, that is this week's sneak peek. Last week's sneak peek, rather. What is it? What do they call it? Looking for the thing there. Take the gold. Yeah, I just took it off the screen. Take the gold. All right. So then we have last week Star Citizen Live, Cargo and Hangars, and they joined by Cargo Chad, as he's known by now. I wish I'd written down his whole name, but yeah, he's known by Cargo Chad now. Anyone get a chance to watch last week's Star Citizen Live?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, we learned about what was the ATC, and what was the other system that he mentioned that was the two he wouldn't
Argo?
that,
Hauling?
that he wouldn't touch? Was it?
It
well,
was ATC and
Mm.
Port Olisar stuff.
Yes, something. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, it's a
And
lot
they
of things
said-
in the game that they're moving from and away from that cause issues and things like that we wouldn't know about them unless they tell
Yeah.
us like they
Sure.
have been, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so what Pop is referring to, they refer to as OETC and Port Olisar for coding wise being two of the oldest features in the PU, and that's causing a lot of issues because it is old and not really compatible, I guess you could say, with the stuff they're trying to put in. So they're having issues with that.
Yeah, because you're almost getting that frame of mind that they should get it right the first time, but that's probably very difficult for them to do. I mean,
Yeah.
things change in the industry all the time, so they have to keep up and they've got to change things out. That was the main thing I got from it.
Yep. Anyone else?
Well,
Pretty much same thing. Pop said,
ditto. And I just want to say that when I was a kid, the only Ninja Turtle I had was Donatello, and he has Donatello on his desk. So that made me reminisce. So
That was
Thanks,
the one
Pascal.
about hangars, right?
Say it again. Yeah, cargo and hangars,
Yeah, they
right?
did talk about hangars. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
expandable hangars. That's the modular hangars. That's pretty cool. That'll be cool when we see that in a couple of years.
Couple of years, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And
He
as
said
people can
it's-
see, Jared is clean shaven. She decided to copy me because I went clean shaven for a few months back. But yeah, it's nice to be a trendsetter. We're both clean shaven now.
Wait a
No.
minute. Hold on.
No.
Mr. Conceited over here. Why do you think everybody is thinking about you and their decision making?
You're not.
Jared is going to be in the game. He didn't mention which game.
Everybody is copying me.
It's either Star Citizen or Squadron 42, but he's going to be in the game. That's why he's clean shaven, so he can get the
Oh,
mocap
yeah, that's
performance.
right. I forgot about
done.
that. Then. Yeah.
Fastcart, haven't you had that hair in your face for like 6 months now?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I was just messing around. But yeah, that's why he's clean shaven. She's going to get scanned to be put in the game, but we don't know which one. Maybe both. We'll see.
Mm.
Anyone else?
What
A
did
couple
he
of
say
things.
he said,
Go ahead.
he said something in the very beginning. I forgot. I
Uh,
know he talked about him shaving, but it was something before that, wasn't it? I don't. It's
no,
not important.
the first thing he mentioned was why he's clean shaven. That's basically it.
That was the first thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just the ATC and transit. Oh, transit. Oh, the transit system. That's what the older system is. ATC and transit.
okay.
Yeah, the subway or whatever they call them. So yeah, they got very complicated and hard to change, and they mess up everything up. So yeah,
Mm.
and they also said the people who worked with the original ATC are no longer with the company.
Ooh.
Either they moved on or they got rid of them. We don't know. Maybe both. We'll see. We'll know. Who knows?
Dang. Here's your pink slip.
Yeah, a couple of things they mentioned was they wanted to, people ask about whether or not they can spawn multiple ships at once in the same hangar. They say yes down the line. They want that. Naming cargo boxes. They're still working on that. And this is going to be the last SCO for a while until after maybe the last one before Citizen Con. So yeah, they're taking a hiatus for Star Citizen Live and ISC after today. Oh, but if you want a summary, you can go to the Nubifier and check them out and go to Cargo Q&A Live in 256 seconds. So you give a summary of what happened last week. But it's a pretty good show, I thought. All right, moving on. A poll, and this is from Arthur Dent. Because Cargo Chad, that's his name now, I forgot who, I think Jared must have named him, seemed to have missed a huge amount of feedback asking him to turn off the elevator alarm or vote here. And Chad McKinney, there it is, McKinney, said this is feedback for the audio team, but they'll pass it along, so the audio team hopefully will take care of that sometime soon. What I do, bring that up before we move too much further. What were you going to say?
Just give us a switch for it. Somewhere in the hangar. Give us, I would say this to CIG, for the hangar and the light, for the audio and the lighting, give us a switch like we have in our HABs, where you can, I don't know, a lot of people may not know this, but you can change the lighting state in your HAB. Why can't we do it in our hangar? Why can't we turn the sound off on the klaxon or make our hangar look all really cool with dark lighting? That'd be great.
Yeah, one thing I've always wanted to hopefully be able to change the lighting in your ship also, like especially in the Banu Merchantman, when you have customers come in, if you want to change the lighting, brighter.
And sometimes you just want to set the mood right for some romance, especially in like the Mustang Beta.
Some ships already have that. I think the C1 has it. Yeah.
Oh my. Anyway, yeah.
You
we're
can't
going
put dance in it.
this is the feedback for the audio team here. They'll pass it along. So hopefully they'll take a look into that. All right. So yes, I don't know if you heard, but there's a new vehicle out. Let's check this out. It officially released last Friday, so let's check this out real quick.
You need help with that?
Yeah, right.
Fade fall, please.
I love that commercial.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, that is the Argo Atlas, the ATLS, but we're calling it the Atlas, even though it's another Atlas platform for the vehicle. This one doesn't have an A, so that's different. So that's all CIG need to call it, to name things. They can take out one letter and make it and slap it on, and that's a brand. Argo Atlas.
If you pronounced it without the A, it's still Atlas.
Yeah, the Atlas. Yeah, or at. Nah, I'm not gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, there's some cool stuff in this this page. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, who got one?
I got one. Yeah.
I got one.
You got just one or multiple?
I
Just
got
one.
one with an extra. I got the blue one. I got I think the carbon paint. Black.
I got one. I got the not quite so yellow as I would have liked paint.
I don't trust you. I think you got like 12 of them.
No, it's not. It doesn't have guns. I'm saving my money for the ones with the guns.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes
There's
sense.
only like 8 tanks. Okay.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, it depends on how you define tank.
Oh wait! But you've obviously I know that you've been killing things with this, haven't you? Haven't you been killing things with this?
I mean, like, I maybe threw some boxes at some copions, you know?
Yes. Copion death.
Cruelty
many
against
copion
animals. Cruelty against animals. What's up with that?
death. I will say
Yeah.
this was almost scene by scene in the Aliens movie with Sigourney Weaver, so it was kind of very cool to see that, and I think some people bought that because of that. So
Yeah, and that's part of marketing. They want people to buy into the nostalgia for things. That's what happens to a lot of ships too. I got the Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got the carbon black paint and the white Ironside paint.
Okay.
I get the white.
Yeah, I was gonna say like way back when the Reliant first came out, I got one because it reminded me of the B-Wing from Star Wars, but I since melted and CCU'd away from it. But yeah, that was originally why I got the Reliant.
Hey, why do these construction vehicles have no lights on them? That like drives me crazy. Like they don't have like warning lights. I want strobes.
Hold
and
on,
stuff.
we'll go to the Q&A in a moment, but I think they addressed that in the Q&A. But so
Ooh,
let's
really?
take a
Okay,
look at that.
continue.
All
You
right,
just
so
want
yeah.
a beacon on top that rotates, right, Admiral?
Yeah. But like the MPUV and stuff like that needs like some type of strobe lights. Like, come on, what the hell?
Party over here. No, that's not what you mean.
What?
But yeah, they got a whole bunch of paints and a few packages at $35. Togi, congrats on being correct. I'm giving you a shout out, giving you props. Togi was the closest one to being closer to the price without going over.
I think Jade's had the same price as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
but
That's my bad.
you're a guest and I'm on this show, so you get credit
You
first.
say you have inside information, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, ask me anything. I know it all. When Squadron 42 is going to come
When is
out?
1.0 coming out, Jade? When is 1.0 coming out?
When the battle cruiser will be added to the game? Ask me anything. They tell me everything. No, I'm
When is-
joking. Don't really do
When is
that.
the Endeavor coming out, Jade?
Longer than most would hope, but sooner than you think.
Okay, all right. But yeah, $35 for War Bond and $40 for that credit. A lot of people were upset about this price. Togi, you saw some of the feedback about the price. Remind me again what people said.
So people seem mostly mad that tractor beams are getting a nerf. And that was sort of stealth announced inside the Q&A of this. But at the same time, like, those nerfs haven't taken effect yet. And people are just really upset that it costs a lot of money. And it's just like, welcome to Star Citizen.
Well, I mean, what's the point of having a dual-handed tractor beam if a single-handed tractor beam does the same thing? And what does the 315 do over a double-handed, tractor beam? So they're going to scale this thing, so they're going to bring everything into order.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the Q&A real quick, but yeah, that was the Argo Atlas. I decided, okay, when it first came on Friday, I was like, I'm gonna get 2, but then I waited and sat on it and thought about it, and while I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wait for it to come out in game, just buy it with in-game currency, because at $35 versus whatever money I'll be able to spend in game, I personally don't think it's worth $35 or $40, but that's me. But I'm not saying that it's not worth $35 for anyone else, but I'm just saying for me, it's not worth that much. So I'll just get it in game. Oh, yeah.
Think about this, fastcart. My reasoning for saying $35 was based on the sale of the hover quad. Remember when they introduced that for Coromore?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much more useful is a hover bike than this thing?
I don't have either, so.
Okay, but that's my point. I feel like this is better value for the money, for real world money, than the hover quad was when they introduced it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you fit your hangar and fit your needs, go for it. But for me, I just wait for it to go in game.
And once again, you don't have to buy it with real money. Just wait for it in game. If you feel you need it, but you don't have FOMO, you can always just go ahead and wait.
Yep, and that's what I'm doing. But yeah, let's get on to
LTI.
Okay, yeah, it is
But,
LTI.
yeah, but why would
alright.
it be? Why would there be LTI on that? I mean, well, I guess you could fall down a mountain.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, you could fall down a mountain in it and need it to,
Well, it's indestructible now, but it won't be indestructible forever. We don't introduce damage state to it.
Oh, Pops,
yeah.
what would happen if you fell down a mountain? You would need LTI, see?
Yeah. I don't know. The thought just came in. I'm like, okay, it's going to be in your hangar, and how is it going to get damaged in your hangar? But then again, I thought about Dig Dat being outside with that. So, okay, you could fall down a mountain in it, so I could understand.
I mean, people are doing Titanfall with this thing, so yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will put it on a Hercules, so they can move the cargo. So it'll be on ships. Big enough ships can carry, carry cargo and carry it like a Hercules. You'd want maybe to have one of these on, and you could lose the ship and lose this. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But let's get on to the Q&A real quick. So, does the Atlas provide environmental protection? While the Atlas provides no environmental protection, there are currently no restrictions on what you can wear in a pilot seat. However, this isn't a long-term intent, as was the case for most vehicles. So, I mean, let's say that, now you can get into this thing with heavy armor and a backpack. They may fix that or change that so it'll have some restrictions down the line. Does the Atlas provide armor for my character or for my hitbox? For the initial release, the Atlas is invulnerable for the initial release, but any bullet that hit a player will deal the same damage that they usually would. For example, shooting a player in the arm still applies damage to the arm along with a social multiplier. We'll be following up with the future release, include damage, visual effects, and destruction, so the Atlas won't be invulnerable forever. This is only for, the initial release and just to get it out there.
I
Does
don't
the Atlas
know
come
if
with...
it- Oh, I'm
What
sorry.
was
Go
that?
ahead. I
No,
didn't mean
what
to
was-
interrupt. Okay. No, I
No,
thought
what-
came in my. Okay. No, I'm just thinking. Okay, if you're out somewhere and you're someplace dangerous and you have this on, I almost really want to say that you should be able to have heavy armor on. Because what if you need to get out and fight? And if you're in street clothes or maybe medium armor, they will
Yeah,
allow, but
okay, maybe heavy armor,
not-
but not a backpack, too. The backpack...
Yeah, not a backpack, but yeah,
Yeah.
I would think they would allow you to have heavy armor on it. Yeah, if you're someplace dangerous, yeah, and
We'll
have to
see.
move cargo or something.
Does the Atlas come with any storage? No, the Atlas has no storage capacity. Is the Atlas equipped with bright headlights to enable me to work at night? For initial release, the torch on your helmet will be the only artificial light source. However, we intend to add light to the Atlas in the future update. So there you go, Admiral. You see that?
It better rotate.
Oh, God.
I think
Anyway.
they mean headlights.
Yeah, I think it'll be headlight.
That's the problem. I think they mean headlights, but the question said rotating flashing lights for safety. And the quote unquote extra industrial vibe, which I think I'm looking for, and I think some people like in this question are looking for.
Did you write this question, Admiral?
No, but if you want, I can go and ask it in a future Q&A. Actually,
You say extra industrial vibe, but it's an orange mech suit, power suit. Like, isn't that industrial enough?
Jade, we're gonna watch Aliens. Let me know when you want to watch it.
No, I've seen Aliens, and in fact, out of all of the Alien franchise movies, that's my favorite one.
See,
Okay, well,
That one
that's
and
true for a lot of people.
That one and
Yeah.
Prometheus. Those are my two favorites.
Okay.
even though there's no way she could hold herself up with her elbow without ripping off, that it was awesome.
Are there any exchangeable vehicle components, power generator, tractor beam, etc., to customize the Atlas? Paints are supported, but vehicle components and tractor beam are not customizable for initial release. We have planned to update the Atlas to make use of resource network features, like adding a battery that needs to be physically swapped out to replace it. So, I mean, you got infinite power right now, but pretty soon you'll have limited power. So,
Okay, then
enjoy
if they
while you
do
can.
that, they need to take that radiation symbol off the back of it. I'm telling you, CIG, if you're adding a battery, there's no need to have that radiation symbol on there because you're adding something that's running down, and a nuclear battery
I was
wouldn't
gonna
run
say
down.
we don't know what kind of battery it is, Jay. It could still
nuclear-
be.
Nuclear aircraft carriers and submarines go decades without being refueled. Is that right? Isn't that right,
Or maybe
Admiral?
it's just to say that if you get shot in it, it'll cause problem.
Yeah, nuclear aircraft carrier can go for like 20 years or something like that.
Exactly. So
Resupply it.
a nuclear
but I'm
power
saying,
suit,
like-
you wouldn't have to change batteries on. That's why I'm saying if you
No,
add
but I'm
batteries,
saying-
take away that symbol.
If someone shoots it and near the symbol or in the battery, it could cause issues. So that's what the warning is for, I believe.
The warning makes it sound like I'm entering a room with like radiation. That's what it sounds like. And if
Or
you
that
read it
you're
verbatim,
near a
it's like, what?
reactor. Like it,
Yeah, it's
my
odd.
assumption is that thing has a nuclear reactor in it, or some type of RTG, which like we use in the probes and rovers on Mars. So and those go for years, right? So like if you're gonna have batteries, we have to change out. I'm just saying this makes no sense logically to have that radiation symbol on there, because then that's not what it is.
All right, so Jay, go ahead and start a new Spectrum thread.
Oh no, I will.
You
I-
will? Okay, all right.
I will. As soon as they add the battery to it, I'm going to say, please take the radiation symbol off. It makes no sense.
All right, so
I know
how
they
fast will it?
won't, though. Nothing in
How
this game
fast-
makes sense.
Right.
Wait, I mean, if
How
it was
fast does it
microwave
move? Will it-
radiation, would it? I mean, it would still be the same symbol. That's just generic radiation, right? Or it'd
Generic
just be
radiation
like,
from what?
for that symbol, like it could be like electromagnetic radiation, like
We don't,
microwave
we don't use that symbol for
right?
electromagnetic radiation. Like,
It's
that
just
wouldn't be...
ionizing.
Right. Like, if a good example would be like things that bond plastics that use microwaves don't have that symbol on it.
I think we should move on, but
Yeah.
okay.
I'm getting too
No,
deep
no.
in the weeds here, but
Yeah,
yeah.
No,
Let's
but think about
move
it.
on.
Before we move on,
Wait.
Fastcart, think
Let's
about it.
move
We
on,
can each-
Kitsunagi.
I know, but think about it. Just one quote. Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
What is that?
Okay.
Is that a reference to a
movie?
movie?
That's
What
a
movie
reference
is
to
that?
It's a
movie, yes.
movie reference.
Yeah, it's a
How
movie.
fast does it move? Will it increase my max running speed? No, relatively slow max. I'm hoping the Titan suit will be faster. But yeah, when walking, it roughly matches a player's fast walk. When sprinting, the Atlas is between a player's fast walk and a slow run speed. The initial power suit is designed to traverse hangars and move cargo, not rush into combat or explore the wilderness. Can it jump or does it reduce my fall damage? The Atlas cannot jump. Given its role, this may or may not change in the future. But power suits with more combat and exploration-oriented roles may support jumping. No fall damage is taken currently due to it being invulnerable, unless you hit a rock or something with the exposed head while falling. But like I said before, that invulnerability is only temporary. How does it behave in EVA? The Atlas has no EVA movement capability, while in 0G the Atlas can only be exited and not entered. Does the Atlas tractor beam gameplay mechanic differ from handheld tractor beam? I think we were talking about this before. Yes. As a dedicated cargo loader, the tractor beam automatically moves its target adjacent to its user, making it easier to view the surrounding. The destination TV hologram is then displayed on the environment whenever the user aims, with color coding indicating a cargo grid or surface placement. The tractor beam target and support is moved to the hologram location automatically with the fire button is pressed. This provides faster cargo movement and faster cargo grid selection, and it goes on to describe the secondary mouse, the mouse button and everything like that. Can I injure another player in the Atlas by hitting, grabbing them, or falling on them? Can I kill enemies or hurt others by hurling cargo containers at them? And Togi will tell you yes. Atlas does not move fast enough to cause damage. If you do manage to fall on top of someone, it will be enough to kill them in normal gravity. However, this takes some doing, possibly involving a hovering ship and a lowered ramp. Hurling cargo containers at others is not advised and can lead to any number of injuries or even death. Right, Togi?
That is correct.
Can I attack someone with my FPS firearm pistols while piloting the Atlas? No, the only other actions available while controlling the Atlas is accessing the mobiGlas and wiping your visor. Can several... what was that?
Do you guys see that as them slowing it down even more, or do you think it's slow enough right now?
It needs to be faster.
The Aliens one
Okay.
was really slow.
That's for
Yeah.
movies, though. Like, it's a game, right? So why make something even more slow and tedious to fit a movie that came out in the 1980s?
Star Citizen.
Yeah, Star
Because-
Citizen,
because-
but it's a game.
Because they're going to make the Titan suit faster in comparison, and they got to have balance and stuff like that. Maybe when the Titan suit comes out, it'll become faster, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Immersion. Yeah, I left you. Immersion, there you go. Take a drink.
That's why they got to take that radiation symbol off. Immersion, there you go.
Anyway, can several Atlas pilot team up to move a heavier object such as a small spaceship? Due to the nature of new cargo loading tractor beam, combined efforts are not possible for moving cargo boxes, but targeting ships and moving and vehicles will combine to force on multiple beams. So cargo boxes no, ships and vehicles yes. Does the suit count as a vehicle? Can I request an insurance claim from an ASOP terminal if it's destroyed? The Atlas can be retrieved at the ASOP terminal if abandoned or otherwise lost. In future iterations, when the Atlas is no longer invulnerable, insurance claim will be possible for a destroyed Atlas. When piloting an Atlas, can I use a passenger elevator, stroll, and landing zone, or public transportation spaceport? No, basically, no, you cannot. It does not fit. Can I fit my Atlas in a party member's hangar? Excuse me, sorry about that. Due to doing so was tied into allowing ground vehicles to be spawned via freight elevator. There's a plan and being worked on, so as soon as it's working and released, you'll be able to spawn your Atlas and party members' hangar. This is still in development though, and does not have a release date, so they're working on it. Almost done. Assuming the Atlas becomes important cargo hauler in the day-to-day life, how can I how to transport it from A to B if I don't have a vehicle with an onboard garage or internal storage or cargo area? If the Atlas fits in your ship, you can walk inside and exit, leaving it in your ship interior. Otherwise, you need a larger ship. So yeah. Can I lift the Atlas using a tractor beam or ship tractor beam or other Atlas? Yes, there are known issues which currently being worked on in progress, but it is functioning. Does the Atlas use batteries or fuel? How to recharge and refuel it? For the initial release, the Atlas does not require fuel or battery for its locomotion and tractor beam. We tend to have a replaceable battery using the resource network feature in a future iteration. So that is coming.
I don't know why. But I don't feel that adds any gameplay to the Atlas.
There have been recent changes to multi-tool and dedicated tractor beam with the launch of the Atlas and new tractor beam type. Is the current balance of these tractor beam representative of the game moving forward, or do you have other changes in plan? We have plans to address the balance further. The multi-tool and dedicated tractor beams are always meant to be the least powerful tractor beam in the game to allow puzzle solving and small cargo movement and cooperative play. However, there are some bugs with the combined tractor beam strength that we would like to address before moving forward with the intended balancing. We also want to ensure that full range tractor beam types are available to play. Here's an overview. The maximum cargo crate we intend for on-foot beam and to support an Alpha 324.1 and improved functionality is introduced. Times 2 beam or 2 beam would be 2 players combining the tractor beam to maxing size on the same target. So there you go. You got the multi-tool. I'm not going to read all of that, but you got the multi-tool and on-foot dedicated tractor beam and the Atlas. So the Atlas can carry max 32 SCU, and feature and cooperative beam. It'll be max SCU for 1 beam will be 32, and max SCU beam for 2 will be not applicable, but they'll figure it out later, I guess.
You know what I don't like about this?
Go ahead.
Why is it that the limitations of the tractor beam are based on the SCU of the container and not the mass of what's inside the container?
Like, it's easier for them to measure and game.
It's dumbed down. They're like, this is not the Star Citizen, right? That okay, you're going to be able to put things into containers, and that's going to affect the mass of the container, and the mass of the container is going to affect how your ship flies. Like that doesn't. I'm just basically taking a step back and saying, look, this isn't the Star Citizen that I was sold. Like,
because programming is hard.
Yeah, basically. Hey, go man.
Okay, that's why we pay them.
Well, that's not to say it won't happen. I mean,
well, do you want the game to come out in 10 years or 5?
Hey, I'm ready for the game that was pitched, and I'll wait forever for it. Well, not forever, but I'll wait a long time to get the game that is not the dumbed down, cut corners thing that Star Citizen was going against in the industry.
I will see you in the year 2035 then, Jade. No,
that's fine.
I want to hit what I said earlier.
Optimistic.
Only 11 years from now.
I said earlier they weren't finished, adjusting these things, and here I am, here they are saying they're not finished adjusting these things, so they're gonna pull back on your multi-tool capabilities. So there you go.
All right, so we have one more question. The Atlas introduced a new type of tractor beam, but will still be able to make use of it. In the future release, we intend to introduce additional chip tractor beams of existing sizes with the new functionality. This will allow players to customize the ship loadout with the tractor beam they prefer to use. So that is the Q&A for the Argo Atlas or ECLS. And Go Map, how are you doing? Did you get any Atlas?
Did I get an Atlas? Yeah, I got an Atlas. I had some store credit, so I just use that on that, and when it becomes available to buy in game, I'll melt it, put that store credit back where it's supposed to be, and buy it in game.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So up next we have This Week in Star Citizen. A happy Monday, everybody. 324 is out in the live server. This came out Friday. What's going on this week? Tuesday we got the legendary loot that talk like a pirate day and talk like a pirate week and all that. Wednesday we got the loaded roadmap. We get to that in a moment. Thursday we got the ISC. We get to that at the end of the show. And Friday the weekly newsletter will be sent to our boxes, but there is no Star Citizen live this week. And then I'm gonna scroll down and get to the okay. So for some reason, the when I load the page, the arrow to go to next and previous images is not functioning in the right place. But this is one of the images. This looks like it's a blanket or something. No, it's a painting. It's a painting. Yeah, it's a painting.
It looks like a weird triangle.
Yeah, all right.
Can't know what it
But
is.
No,
that is
slice of
It's a Cool Ranch
Slice of
Dorito. That's what it
pizza.
is.
A slice of pizza.
A triangle only has 3 sides. That's not a
Okay.
triangle.
It's a polygon. It's a polygon, but this is from Bahad Shan. So that is Glass Films for
Are we supposed to
making
be
it
talking like
top
pirates
images.
today, though?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a
I
moment.
hope
We'll get to that in a moment. Oh, okay. I see what this is. This is a bit. This is why it's all out of sort because this image is so big. But yeah, this is someone using, I guess, an Argo Atlas as a kite to fly the Raven or Saber. So that's interesting. That is from
Okay.
Lapernum. But I do like this one. This is probably my favorite of the 4. And this is from Hexamer. And going on. Oh, so this
It's
is
about
cute.
$200 worth of
Yeah,
Atlas and paints right there.
right. But this is someone riding the storm wall or the doll and yeah, so that's pretty cool. That is from Drunken Orbit. So between those 4, which one are your favorite?
Oh man, mine. I'm gonna say the kite one, but the one that gets me is how just because they line those atlases up so good. I like that one up for that reason, but I'll go with number 2.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I'm gonna go with the first one, the Zeus. I believe that's the is that the Zeus MR? Yeah.
It was blue, CL.
Or sorry, CL. Yeah, I should know that. I have it. Yeah, the Zeus CL painting because I feel like a lot of work goes into paintings. Not saying that work doesn't go into screenshots, but they're different. I mean, paintings and anything that you're doing like with pen and ink or painting, that takes more time than taking a screenshot and putting some filters on it. Not saying that the other ones are bad. They're all really good, but I would put this number 1 just because it takes more time and effort and creativity and thought. And the second one would be the Peregrine as a kite because that's just really creative and you get a great sense of scale because they have somebody in the Atlas and then they have somebody standing there pointing, so you can see like, here's the big ship, here's the mech suit, and then there is a person.
But Jade, they're learning about electricity.
Huh?
I get it. I get it.
Oh,
Benjamin
my God,
Franklin.
NASCAR
Oh,
gets it.
I
Benjamin
got it.
Franklin. Okay,
Yeah,
good
exactly.
one, Admiral.
Oh, okay.
I
I
got
got
it.
it.
Admiral, you get a gold star.
Did that really happen though? Was that, or is that like an urban legend?
The kite with the key on the end?
I
Yeah,
think it's real.
Who knows?
I think it's
Yeah,
like the George Washington and the apple tree.
I
thing.
learned it in my history book,
Isn't that
so
like, that guy had, like,
I
100
don't think
things,
I
Ben
don't
Franklin?
I don't. Well, that the apple tree thing didn't happen, but I don't know about the kite.
Hey,
And
hey,
then
Jade,
scrolling
trigger
up.
warning. That painting,
Yeah.
what if it was created by AI? That's a good prompt in a picture.
No, it's you're not
why go
wrong.
map? Why
No,
did
no,
you
no,
have to do
no,
that?
no, no, no. Go Matt brought up a good point, and he's not wrong. I don't think it is, because when you look at the painting or drawing, it's like the scale of it is off towards the front versus towards the rear. So like an AI would have made it more perfect than that, I think.
I don't know, man. I've seen some two-headed cats.
That's true. Like, if they did that with an AI, I still give them props, because it still required like more thought, I think, to write that prompt. And because if you've messed with AI, you've got to send a couple prompts, more than a couple sometimes, to get the result you want. So
Yeah.
All right, so
I
then we
thought
got
it
the
was pretty-
MVP.
I would just
fitting
want a
comment.
two-headed cat. That's like twice the scritches.
Yeah, basically. But this is the MVP for last week, or this week rather. Jefffield location spotlight. There have been few points of interest guided across Stanton in recent update, and what better way to check them out than guided by the excellent narration and styling of Ferrister. So you can watch the video on the community hub. So Ferrister, congrats again for getting MVP.
yeah,
The Jefffield
it's really
location
good.
spotlight. All right. No, moving on. Pirate Week. Yeah, it just came out on Tuesday. So once again, we hoist a glass skyward and valorous appreciation of pillage, plunder, and cargo, all brimming with contraband. And that's right, y'all, you scallywagged. Pirate Week is dropping in anchor once again, batting down the hatches and set course for marauding. So, got new liveries. I don't know if people are trying to enhance this, but go ahead. I don't know if people got any other details. Anyone take part in Pirate Week or buy anything?
I got the Solar Winds paint for the Titan.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that
still
years ago.
I still think the Solar Winds paints are the best pirate paints.
But are they really a pirate paint? Because there's no like skull or anything, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, that's kind of cliche.
I know, but that's what people think pirates do. Like
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
to this
I'm not
day,
like-
they think they put skulls on things.
That just seems, it's boring. It's very unimaginative.
Yeah, I agree.
Like where's my pirate paints that's got like dual cross sabers and some like cats on it? Like that's the kind of pirates I want to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to be a meowcenary?
Exactly.
All right. Now you got Go Map started.
But yeah, you got the skull cluster paint. I mean, it looked kind of cool on the, which one did it look cool? I thought the M50 looked okay. They both looked okay too, I think. But yeah,
Why does the M50 have a pirate paint in the first place?
I have no clue.
Because it's used by like the Ninetales used them, right? And they're like
really?
pirates. Yeah. Because it's supposed to be this really fast ship, that like can outrun, people like in advocacy and Crusader security. But I remember as far back as, what was it, 2.6, they had the Ninetales using M50s. Plus, it's a cute ship. And if you want a cat that's a pirate, like, what would they sound like? Yeah.
They would go marauding.
My favorite is the Meridian paint, especially for like the, I was gonna say the Hercules, but mostly I do like it for the Mercury. And you said the Solar Wind for the, which one you got the Solar Wind for again, Togi?
Oh, the Avenger Titan.
The Avenger Titan, okay.
The Gladius
that
one
looks pretty good.
The Gladius one looks nice too.
See, I've got the red Pirate Gladius though, and I kind of just want to show off I actually got one before the page broke.
And these are the subscriber flare. We talked about these last week, but yeah, they're all pirate themed. I didn't get in it. Well, I got a couple for free, but I didn't pick one up on purpose. Put it that way. And they have 20 vehicles up for sale because of the Pirate Week, and they have Warbond sales for CCUs. So you got the Crusader Mercury, RSI Mantis, and the RSI Scorpius for Warbond. They're like between $10 and $20 off, I believe. Matter of fact, we'll get to that in a moment. It's the fastcart effect. Thank you, Zed. Pilot Week 2024 be upon us. There is a... Wait, what? I thought there was a contest, but I guess this is just. Oh yeah, here it is. Source of Plunder. Yeah. That's coming. I'll click on it just to make sure I have it up. But yeah, probably we just comments and it showed the different links and the grand treasure map hunt for the festivities. So yeah. And this is the Source of Plunder contest. Okay, yeah, this is what I was looking for. So first place is Outside Scorpius with the lifetime insurance and Skull Crusher livery. Second place is Mantis and the Origin M50 is third place, all with the Skull Crusher livery and iced LTI. Submissions in on October 1st, and they want you to participate. They invite you to capture your most exciting adventures and adverse as you plunder your way through richness. They want to see bounty and cargo stealing, whether you're playing on your own or with a group of friends. They want to see the best of your pirate spirit. Fill up your sleeve and take sight of your belayed treasure and of tungsten and wine to show their most daring adventure moments. So yeah. I'm not gonna participate. Anyone else gonna participate in this one? No.
No. I'm typing, so.
I mean, my hanger keeps on breaking, so I don't want to put anything out in it at this point.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I did have it. Okay. So up next we have. Oh yes. So the last contest is officially closed. This is the hanger contest. Nico from CIG said the hanger contest is now closed, and our team is now judging your creation. Thank you for submitting some awesome creation. May the odds and end be ever in your favor. And as I said before, this is for the hanger contest where you're supposed to decorate your hanger and make it pretty and stand out. So yeah, submissions are closed for that one. All right. And then you have a new mission going on in Stanton. This is called Blockade Runner Big Trouble in Stanton. I don't know if people recognize that. It's from Big Trouble in Little China. The CDF needs you. Ruthless criminal factions are raiding low-orbit stations across the system, interrupting the supply chain and intercepting vast quantities of critical resource data colonized. This is Grimstein, and that's where we come in. So, has anyone participated in this so far?
Yeah, I've done it, or tried to do it twice.
How was it?
The first time was awful. Like, mostly because Star Citizen was not cooperating. There seems to be some how do I put this? Exploits in the way that the mission works that allows pirates to take the good side of the mission and then kill other good players without getting kicked from the mission.
Oh, okay.
So it's strange. I don't think CIG kind of thought about it past that, and
maybe they were just too optimistic. How about that?
Dude, they've been doing this long enough. They should know not to be optimistic about that stuff.
Right.
Like someone even pointed out that, in the Ninetales missions that were done at Crusader, whatever those were called, that if you killed other players, you would get a tag that said like Ninetales sympathizer, and they don't even do stuff like that. That would have been something. Like, if you want, again, like, I'm a pirate. I don't care if you want to pirate, but giving the players the information to be able to act accordingly without worrying about getting a crime stat themselves would be helpful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I participated, but.
I was gonna say the CDF alert the hostile fleet of ships equipped with quantum damage has created a blockade, and our mission is to transfer the goods back to the station before the material completely degrades and no longer viable. Talk about Out of the Frying Pan, give you more lore details. And they have 11 ships. And of these ships, the R-Site Andromeda has a special upgrade for Warbond. So I believe they save $20. No. 20? Yeah, probably 20. Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. Well, actually, I can just go to the next link and show you. Jade, I don't have a link for this, but I can put this in chat real quick.
Sure.
This is from CCU Game, and it shows you what you can currently save on CC in the CCU. So, if you want to buy Warbond for the whole CCU, you can save up to $50. Andromeda is $20, Mercury is $20, Scorpio is $20, Peregrine is $15. Freelance the max is $10. The max is $10, so you can save quite a bit if you want to play the CCU game at the moment. And I can see I have a few of these. I went from having 6 CCUs up to 22. So hey, I thought I was getting out of the CCU game, but I got back into it eventually. GoMap, how's your CCU game going?
I'm not dropping another dime into anything until I see what I want, right? And it ain't no secret. What I want is my 600-hour rework.
Okay.
So, the CCUs that I got is the ones that I got. I got one that takes me up to the Polaris. If I decide to go that way, may or may not, but at least I have the option.
How much would you save? How much are you looking to save?
I think I'm up to $175 saved.
Cool, not bad. Anyone else?
Nope, but I will say about the participation when I get
Sorry, $192. $192 saved.
Okay. Were you gonna say first?
No, I was just saying about the participation in the blockade. We did it during PTU. It was cool then. I don't know how it is like in a live. I will say this though: if you press up, down, left, right, you'll get the meatloaf pan.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, but if you're interested in doing a little bit of saving before IAE, you can get some CCUs for a good price, put it that way. Like I said, I got the Andromeda one and the Peregrine one and the Freelancer Max one because I'm going to go up to the Ironclad again, but saving some more money this time, hopefully. All right, roadmap roundup. Everyone, happy Wednesday, everyone. Every 2 weeks they had the roadmap roundup update. Notable changes for September 18th, 2024 release view. The following cards have been moved to the 324 column and targeting 324X release: Acidic Cave, Rock Cave, MFD rework, and new displays that was featured on last week's IRC. And the following card has been added to release view: Argo Atlas, building and balancing and putting Argo Power Suit Atlas into the game. So yeah, any thoughts? No? Okay.
Hopefully they do more with the caves than they currently do.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's just not much reason to go to them. There's a couple of caves on Daymar that have the special rocks, and outside of that, I probably haven't been in them since the patch they came out.
One of the things I would love them to add more exploration type gameplay. And I think, the caves are sort of a missed opportunity for that. They're probably the most glaring missed opportunity for that, at least currently. But, like FPS missions, fine. Go somewhere, shoot people. I mean, it's just a different place to shoot people. The missing person missions, those are hit or miss. Sometimes the body isn't there. But couldn't you, again, I wonder about the imagination of people that are making missions. I don't think they look at a cave and see exploration. I look at a cave and see exploration. I am happy to see they redid the rock caves, and I guess it's going to be a surprise what they are like because we haven't seen what the redone rock caves look like in inside Star Citizen. We have seen the acidic caves, but not the new rock caves yet.
I just want them to put an actual outpost in the cave, like build it out as opposed to just having people in the cave.
Yep. Exactly. Having those people in the cave makes no sense. If you've ever played Starfield, they do caves right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Jade, you
cannot
might
wait
know
to
this.
find.
What system has a cave city? Because there's too much radiation outside.
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah,
I don't know offhand, but I'm somewhat familiar with that lore. I know there's one that is sort of buried, but I'll get back to you on that in a second.
I cannot wait to find out what the rock cave is cooking. Anyway, Jake Capella posted in the Spectrum version of the Roadmap Roundup. Due to the rock cave due to the new rock cave replace the old ones, or will there now be two different types of rock caves in Stanton? They checked with the team. For now, both will be in Stanton, with the goal for the update the older cave in the future and the same archetype in this case. So there will be two types of rock cave, the new and old, but the old one should be updated to the new ones in the future.
Did you say what a rock cave is cooking?
What the rock cave is cooking?
Can you smell what the rock cave is cooking?
Rock lobster?
No. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He was a wrestler.
The Rock Johnson.
Some of y'all got it.
I didn't. Sorry.
And that's why I moved on. So the base building feature is making well, let me get to the title. The base building feature is making by one developer. But yeah, they're looking at the Roundup and said developer one, so that's where they got that from. And JK probably responded. As a few other mentioned, the headcounts aren't accurate in progress track at the moment, as we're no longer tracking this data for the roadmap. They'll be updating the roadmap front end for this, but until then, they're using placeholder number. More details can be seen in the poster from August. So yeah, don't count that number as being accurate. What they're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
So I open up the whenever the roadmap comes out, I open it up. I go straight to search for 600, and when I see the 600i has no bars on it, people working, I close my browser and walk away.
You just walk away. You don't carry on with other work. You just walk away.
I don't care about anything else.
You don't care about anything else. Okay. Lawmakers community questions. Jade, I didn't check this time. Do you have any questions in this thing this time?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. Anyone have any questions in this thing this time? Okay,
Yes, I do.
Making sure. Oh, you do?
Yeah. I would
Well,
like to
Frank.
know. My question is this, and this is in reference to the lawmakers. I don't know if it's specifically, but if anybody can help me out there, I'm offering 100,000 AUC to find out if Magda's death was actually an accident. The jury's out there. No.
So get on the case. But yeah, there's quite a few questions and answers in this one, like who are the private security officers stationed around Orison, how is Genocide assessing the pirate station jump point, timeline incongruity for Rectum Lack and Pyro. There's been some timeline issues, so went back and probably fixed that.
I can answer that question that he just gave.
Can you do it quickly? Because I'm trying
Yeah. So if you're talking about Magna Zentani's death, or are you talking about Magna Hurston? Magda.
Hurston.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, fastcart. Sorry.
Okay. Do you often incorporate game errors into lore? Okay, so I'm interested in this one because they talk about 30Ks and whatnot. The answer it depends. Several unintended incidents have made their way into the game. Original Jump Town, Benny Hands, and, well, for example, being referential, but it's always fun. The rule among the narrative team is that the reference has to make sense within the reality of the game.
So
talk about-
fastcart, but that question, I have a question about it because it may be before my time. Benny Hinge, was that something players originally came up with?
I didn't think so. I heard about it after the fact, like after the after we put in game. But people were doing the Benny challenge.
Yeah.
They're moving a big vending machine from an outpost or a station and bringing it into not the hangar, but into Port Olisar. That was the challenge. And maybe somewhere along the line they decided to do Benny Hands. I forget. Yeah.
Because I was gonna think that was before tractor beams. So
the prisoner said, yeah, you had to get out and push it and shove it and stuff like that. The prisoner said, nope, there was a video about it, so that's what that is.
Okay.
Special Forces Unit, location of the price system. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Discrepancy in the Whitley guide for the Kirk. We talked about that a few months ago, I believe. Cash system and Empire recognition. UE Navy and enrollment age. Oh, let me look at this one. They said it's 49, 89, 118, 214. Okay. There's no minimum age to join the Navy, is what they're saying. Okay. But, recruits can be 18-year-old. Okay.
Yeah, you have to have at least like a high school education, though. That's what the equivalency is.
Okay. Any plan to make the Galactipedia accessible within game? Yes, they're trying to integrate the Galactipedia into the game itself. That's always been a plan, as far as I know. But I guess someone wanted to clarify or readdress the question. So yeah, that is the community question. Lawmakers community question. I've been meaning to ask one of the questions myself, but maybe I'll get on that later on if I can remember.
It's going to be about the Boundary Merchantman, isn't it?
No, it's about the art court monument. The spherical thing. The monument.
Oh, okay.
I wonder
the
what
sculpture.
the deal with that is. Yeah, the sculpture thing.
Yeah, that's there's already lore on that's out there.
I couldn't find out. Let me remind me after the show.
Yep.
Thank you. Starting live Alpha 3.4.1 live went live last Friday, Friday 13th, and due to the patch note. Adam not saved the LTP, long-term persistent, the hangar decoration customizations, and med pens and ammos and stuff like that, and the final job. And it's booking post talking about 3.24.1, and known issues for information. You check those out. But it had been hot fixes and stuff like that during the week. And the last one was yesterday, as a matter of fact. So they fixed immediate client fixes were feature class relating to interacting with storage kiosk, and feature class client to the AC Arena Commander Vandal Swarm, that's what they said. And it had a couple of server fixes. And it had quite a few hot fixes during the week. But this is just the latest one. And then everyone been enjoying the 324 so far?
No. Can't get to my cargo still.
You and Togi. You got too much stuff. See, I'm afraid to go into the game. I got a lot of stuff in my cargo too.
I managed to fix mine.
Okay, you'll have to tell me after the show how you did it.
Did you drop a bomb on it again?
If you don't mind, I'll tell everyone here in case they're having a problem.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, so I had initially tried claiming everything, all the ships that are in my hangar, all the ground vehicles, and for whatever the reason, the first time it didn't take. And then I waited, I went back, and then I claimed everything again. Everything that was in the hangar, I claimed it. And then it worked.
Okay. My issue's not with the ship elevator, it's with the cargo elevator. Everything, it just says transferring the hangar.
No, I'd had the same bug that we had before this patch. I got that again, where you would click the button on the elevator and it doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gotten that again. And if you do have that, just claim all your ships. It might take a couple of tries. and then it should let you go to your hangar again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
When this patch was on PTU, I successfully bricked my cargo elevator by putting everything I owned on the cargo elevator, and it didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm wondering why.
All I did was
I'm
put
not
up.
surprised.
All I did was put a bunch of shipping containers on it, and it broke it.
Mm.
No, did it break both of your cargo elevators, or
Yes.
just the one?
Yes, both. It just is transferring the hangar. If I go to any cargo hangar.
And there's also a known issue, not thread, but article in the knowledge base part. So you can check that out for if you're having known issues or maybe an unknown issue, or maybe it can help you out to find something that you don't know about. So yeah, check that out. Okay, so this came out today. What was that?
They need to put a stoplight on there, right? Green means it's playing well. Yellow means it's playable, and red means scrap's broken.
There is a status page, but it doesn't quite go into details like that. But yeah, all back at Tech Preview, RMQ, meshing playtest round 4. Had this ended yet, or is it still going on? Anyone know?
As far as I know, it's still going on.
Still going on. Okay, so yeah, you have test instructions or going through it, but you have known issues. And we talked about it a bit ago. Jade, you said there were 780 people in one server.
Last time I was in, it was 786 people, and there was. So one of the things I'll say is that there's still desync, but it was better at the lower numbers. So we had a better performance at higher, lower numbers than the last one.
Mm.
Oh, would you agree, Togi?
Yeah,
Togi was on,
I mean it's nearly playable.
yeah, I was on the same server shard as Togi, and
It's
yeah.
still not enjoyable.
Right.
What is not
But I
enjoyable
managed to
about it?
actually. Oh god, the desync is horrendous.
Okay, that's
The
what I wanted
interaction
to know.
delays are still pretty bad. I was seeing on the 1,000-person test when there was about 800 people on the server. I was seeing server FPS dip as low as 2. So
Yeah.
and I think that was 1,000 people, 6 DGSs. So but I mean, like, I was actually able to get to a hangar and call a ship, which was something that on the previous test at 500 I could not do.
Okay, so they are improving slowly.
Yeah, it's just temper your expectations for when this stuff's going to be there.
Right.
Because it's still up in the air where we're going to be.
Okay, well, thank you for that. A couple more before we get to ISC. I wanted to show this real quick. Legacy ship gold standard. So go ahead. This is almost directly related to what you're talking about. But can we expect older legacy ships to go gold standard soon? M. Gibson from CIG said most ships will need one. Will need one at some point. Although to what extent will vary. The gold standard. What they're talking about. There are still a few bits of missing tech before we can do modules for the carrot. As far as the doors and the cargo bay go at the moment, they actually crash through the geo on the side of the ship. So that will be also need to be resolved, but not impossible. But it makes it take more time. It's something that they are aware of and want to resolve, but unfortunately, we only have so much bandwidth at any one time. And then this is directly related to you, Tomad. Is there any rework for the 600i MFD? That's basically the question. Nico from CIG said, to boost what Blue Flight said, yes, the 600i is getting a new generic style MFD that will support the ship for the time being while we develop the style. For this 324.2 release, The MFDs are getting 5 different styles, ages, and motivate Argo and the generic style, so the 600 in the generic. You can see more in the recent ISC from last week. So yeah.
They really don't like Origin. They don't. No, I'm serious. People used to say they hate Drake. No, they hate Origin. See this?
Yeah, I know. This is the one thing that gives me faith in CIG is how much they don't like Origin.
Generic.
Alright, so
a luxury ship ran with a generic MFT. Come on.
It's a generic ship. Maybe they should make it look like a toilet, like the 600i does.
And with that, we're going to take a commercial break before we get to the ISC. So let me click this button and get our commercial going. And is it gone? Looks like it's gone. Hopefully it's gone. Yeah, it should be gone. Anyway, yeah. So okay, there we go. Commercial is started. I want to thank everybody for supporting us. Thank everybody for being in chat. But you better thank everybody for being in Discord with me. And if you're a Patreon, thank you all for supporting us. I know we don't typically give thanks to our Patreon, but we do love your support. We appreciate it. So thank you. If you're subscribing and following, appreciate y'all too. If you aren't following, please hit the follow button. We did hit 3,000 recently, and we're on to the next milestone. So yeah, there's that. You wanted to also support us to buy merchandise, and we sell cups, mugs with different slogans for different members of the Soul team. So yeah, check those out. All right. Then I'm gonna wait for time to go before we start the ISC. Let me get the thing going here. And 2, 1, yay! We're back. Okay, good. So yeah, this is a 16-minute ISC. I didn't really see a break point because it's all typically one conversation, so I didn't see a need to break it up. But yeah, we're gonna get through the whole thing, and this is the last ISC before I hate us. I hate us, and I hate us. Anyway, I'm not saying the word about it. But yeah, this is the last ISC before sending on. Put it that way. So yeah, let's check it out. This is Alpha 4.0 engineering.
Engineering, the next major step forward in multi-crew gameplay. Built on top of the in-development resource networking system, itself a harbinger of fire and a new reality for all life aboard spacecraft. It's been the subject of CitizenCon presentations, Q&As on Star Citizen Live, explorations on Inside Star Citizen, and fervent discussion by many of the content creators in our community. And on this final episode of ISC before hiatus and we turn all of our attentions towards CitizenCon, we invited Torsten, Bastian, and Guillermo to update us once again on the current intention and implementation of engineering, and what you can expect when the first iteration makes its way into the persistent universe.
The resource network enables us to actually give you the gameplay that you were always looking for, which is having meaningful multi-crew gameplay, which means that it really makes sense to have multiple people running around on your ship, and that wouldn't be possible without the resource network.
So I would say that the resource network is a system that allows all the items and components that are part of the ship to talk to each other.
Every ground vehicle, every base, everything that runs in Star Citizen with resources.
Fundamentally, Resource Network is a replacement for the pipe system we had in the past that you may have heard about.
We chose a similar system, basically doing most of what we are doing right now with the Resource Network, but in a way that was not as scalable as what we intend to do.
Landing complete.
So right now we just have one type of hydrogen fuel, but if we want to extend that in the future to having like multiple types that have some specific benefits on the thrusters, it's very easy now to add that resource. It's just a data setup.
So Resource Network is the underlying technology for the system to work, and engineering is the gameplay we intend to have on top of this technology so that players may experience it.
Your ship flies because, the thrusters get fueled, the power plants output power that the weapons and the sails and also the thrusters use. Engineering is all about both maximizing the use you get out of the resource network and also getting the resource network itself going so that you're not dead in the water.
It's all things that players will be able to interact with. They will have to dedicate roles in their ships so that crew members are assigned to fixing those issues, and they can encounter more dynamic situations that will not happen in the previous systems.
The goal right now is to have all the components on the ship being physicalized. That means that the things that will take damage will be the components. That then means that those components are reasons to the failure of your ship.
We have the power plants, which generate the energy that your ship consumes. You have the shield generators, which take in some of that energy to convert it to shield power. You have a radar system that allows you to target the signatures of ships around you. You have coolers that generate a coolant resource.
It is all the weapons that you have, it's the quantum drive, but there are also new components that will be added to the mix, and that is the relay with its fuses. Then there's the life support generator. The biggest thing we are aiming for is switching from your health pool of the bespoke ship to just moving that completely over to the physicalized component. So damaging the component is damaging your ship.
Attack on shields.
I think this is the part where the biggest change for the players happen, because there the gameplay of repair comes in, and then you can revitalize your ship.
Systems activated.
So you can actually use your formerly dead in the water ship after exchanging or repairing the components. Well, we mentioned one of the new components, which is the life support generator. So let's talk about life support.
The life support does all the tasks necessary to maintain the life support inside the ship.
So it's the temperature, it's the atmosphere composition, it's the pressure inside the room. Your main responsibility is making sure that there is always enough life support resource produced to maintain a healthy atmosphere in the ship. So making sure that all the CO2 that you breathe out is actually converted into O2 again. Or if you vented a room, that the room is filled again. If your room is getting too hot, it's cooled down again. So it's all about managing this resource inside the rooms. And as already mentioned in the previous episodes, it's life support management is also a good way to counter fire. Another aspect the players have to counter or react to is misfires on components.
Misfires are something that is already in the game in some form. Thruster charges, seal generator failure, stuff like that. We're just expanding it a bit, and pretty much the idea is that, items that are damaged, that are too hot, or that, for example, are very old and degraded, will start misfiring. In some cases, that will be that it will take some extra damage. In other cases, it will be that they will stop working for a while. Other times, they will work indefinitely until an engineer comes by and manages to do some repairs. And some of the worst cases would be starting a fire, or in the case of, for example, power plants, engaging in a critical reactor failure and taking the ship with them.
There is a chance that if the power plant reaches 0 health, it will run into a critical failure, and that critical failure then will cause the entire ship to explode. It will give the player the time frame to react to that, so either by removing the component and throwing it out of the door and preventing your ship to explode, or even countering it by repairing the component and bringing it up to life again. For the initial release, we have a limited amount of misfires, but we are preparing the system, or we did prepare the system to scale well for the future, so we can introduce multiple misfires, and that leads us to damage penetration.
So damage penetration is a simplified version of what we'll be getting eventually with a more physicalized system, but essentially what it means is that now certain types of weapons can penetrate through the hull of a ship. This is a function of the weapon itself, its penetration values, and also of the armor of the ship, which can be depleted over time.
So if you use ballistics, you have a higher penetration, which allows you to cut through the armor more deeply and touch the components inside the ship directly. As opposed to this, you also have energy weapons, which will be more effective at melting down the armor.
The goal here is that you first need to bring down the armor health value to get to the fullest potential of your penetrating weapons. Then you can penetrate the ship and actually damage the components that sit inside the ship and not on the outside of the hull.
Obviously, there's degrees to this. Larger ballistic weapons may have enough penetration against smaller ships that it will be able to penetrate directly, but it's all of a game of choices, and it's going to depend on your ships and your weapons.
So with damage penetration and misfires happening, that brings us to repair.
As your fight progresses and components take damage in your ship, it becomes the duty of some of your crew members to first investigate what are the issues caused by battle damage and go there to physically replace the parts in your ship.
So you have your multi-tool, so you have the salvage and repair, and the repair part of it also affects now ship components, precisely like what you see in the Arena Commander mode. You will be able to repair items that were fully destroyed. You will not be able to repair the item to its fullest, so you cannot repair an item that got fully destroyed to 100% health again. So to repair your ship components to the fullest, you actually have to bring them to the shop again and do the station repair. Or if you did think ahead and brought spare items with you, you can simply exchange them to pristine new ones. But with the caveat, it only works, just as a reminder, for size 1 and size 2 components. Size 3 and above cannot be exchanged using the tractor beam detach and attach mode. So now that we looked at what your responsibilities are in the physical space running around in your ship, let's take a look at what you do on the virtual part, which is power management and analysis of your ship on the engineering screen. So the first thing that you will see is the 3D view of your ship that highlights the location of all the ship components and how they are actually connected, where the relay positions are, what's the status of the relays are. You will see the holograms of each component.
As you can see, they have different colors. What they are representing is the overall state of the item. So an item that is very damaged, or it's on fire, or it's not getting enough power will be in a critical state. Items that are less damaged, are receiving only partial resources, or are going through a misfire, may have moderate colors. And items that are otherwise fine will have the functional or blue colors.
The biggest change that happened to the engineering UI screen is basically the power management part of it. We moved away completely from slider control for every individual item. There is indicator now for fuel. This is not relevant for the initial release, but it will be relevant for the future. Next to it, you see the power plant. The power plant segments gives you an idea of how many power segments you can distribute to the ship items.
And on the right of each of the power bars, you can generally see the temperature bar. If it goes into overheating, the item will stop both consuming or producing, and it will be completely inoperable until it cools down again. So that means that assigning power to your coolers in advance is probably a good idea if you are going into a fight.
All the items on your ship generate heat, so this is where you can see the amount of heat that each item has accumulated, and you can see the amount of coolant that you are producing and whether or not you are also running a deficit. So what you want to do is put as much power as you can into the coolers until your items do not overheat, but do not assign more resources than necessary because you are running a limited pool of resources.
The same applies to the life support generators. So you have to make sure that you produce enough life support resource that the demand is fulfilled in your ship. If your demand isn't fulfilled, it will cause some failures.
There's also a notifications panel. Here the main warnings about the state of the ship will be displayed. If an item is damaged, doesn't get enough power, or is misfiring, it will create a warning. You will be able to see it as a notification. Take a look at it, go to the item, or just remove it.
So you have an option that allows you to basically log the controls so that you or the pilot, which has access to the MFD, which shares some of the power management functionality, do not conflict with your controls. So by locking this, you are able to override the MFD settings to only have it being authoritative from the engineering station.
You are able to take the power assignment you have at a given time and save it locally on your computer, meaning that when you fly again with the ship, or even if it's not your ship but somebody else's ship, you can quickly apply your presets. This is very useful in the middle of combat. And you can quickly switch to a combat preset where you will give, for example, more power to shields, weapons, and thrusters. Or at the same time, you may want to have some nap mode preset where you reduce the power to everything and just put it on the bare minimum so there's no degradation or misfires related to power use.
So you can set a preset on your ship and then jump on somebody else's ship and load it up?
Indeed. Your presets are stored locally, so as long as you have access to the screen and you're using the same ship, you can apply a preset. Obviously, if the components have changed or the ship has a different loadout, the preset might not apply perfectly and you might need to adjust it, but it gives you a quick baseline on how your power is assigned.
We hope that with these changes, players will have more varied opportunities to experience the game. We'll encounter more situations where it feels relevant and enjoyable to have multi-crew gameplay in the ships, so that you do not think it's just about filling in the battle positions like the turrets and the pilot seats, but it's more involved gameplay to actually manage your ships and try to fix the ongoing situations that occur within them. And we also hope that this makes larger vehicles which have more interior space both more troublesome but also more enjoyable to play with.
We are still working hard to get it done for all of you. There are ships that already have the functionality, there are still ships that we are working on, but overall we are super excited to finally get it into the PU. So the Arena Command Experimental Mode was already fun to observe what you can do with the entire system, and now with having the feedback from that, adjusting the gameplay a little from the feedback that we received from you, I am really looking forward to see what you all will be doing with it.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there's a sweet new interface for dedicated engineering terminals aboard spacecraft. That the first implementation of armor and damage penetration means that the ways that you kill and keep your spaceships alive will fundamentally change. And that when this arrives in the PU, life aboard spaceships will never be the same again. Now, that's it for this season of Inside Star Citizen, while everybody here turns their focus towards the upcoming CitizenCon, where we'll be showcasing the future of Star Citizen beyond Alpha 4.0. Yes, it's a show you're not going to want to miss. So from the small team that makes every ISC, thank you so much for letting us stretch our proverbial wings this year. Thank you for continuing to let us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll see you all back here after the big show. I can't believe we got to
I'm back. Oh boy. So who wants to go first? This is ISC, Alpha 4.0 Engineering.
I'll throw my 2 cents in there first.
Go ahead.
The different types of, what do you say, hydrogen fuel. I'm just wondering if it's going to be something like, when you have your different octane ratings in your gas right now, and if that's going to be like Drake would take, I don't know, like 85. So it would be different types of fuels like we have, with the octanes when you pull up to the gas station. Just wondering if that's what they meant.
Okay.
It could be anything, but my 2 cents.
And forgive me, I did write it down, but I forgot to mention it. Iobane, thank you for the subscription for 22 months in a row. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. 22 months, almost 2 years. So thank you, Iobane, for that.
Yeah, I
who
don't
else
think they're
wants to
going to
go?
have different. I think it was using that as an example. I'd be shocked if they make different forms of hydrogen. I mean, it's hydrogen. Like it's hydrogen. How can you have different types of hydrogen?
What is it? What is it?
You got
H3?
leaded hydrogen, unleaded hydrogen.
They do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to follow any rule.
It does because it does because it's
It doesn't. Not really. It's a game. They can follow any rule they want.
They can, but again, it goes back to our show from last Sunday. You can do whatever you want. You can have fire-breathing dragons, whatever. Does it make sense to the person that this game is aimed at? And it's people that are, in a lot of cases, are science nerds, right? So, like, if somebody's going to tell you, oh, yeah, there's going to be, 20 different types of hydrogen fuel, and, they're being used for fusion because they're fusion engines, that doesn't compute, right?
Jade, it won't be a fire-breathing dragon. It'll be a fire-breathing
Eco.
No,
You missed it. You
fire-breathing
missed
Rico.
it.
No, I'm
Slow
trying to think of the abominable snowman. I can't think of the name. The microtech thing.
Yeah. You're talking about
Boreal
Pico.
Stalker.
The Boreal Stalker. Yeah,
the Boreal Stalker. I couldn't think of the word for it. Yeah, the Boreal Stalker. It'll be a fire-breathing Boreal Stalker. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to derail this. Continue, please.
Well, I think the ships, like, you have other ships with other fuel systems, and then you have like origin ships with the generic fuel systems that they're gonna have there, similar to the HUDs. That's how you say generic in French. So
Everybody should just sit here quietly and let him marinate in that one.
it's good. It tastes good. Generic. Think about it. It's like Target, like Target.
So they're, so what he's probably referring to is like things like additives that they can add to the hydrogen fuels that could possibly, make your engines run hotter to get more performance out of them. Maybe make them run, things run cooler so you get more efficiency out of your hydrogen. I can see them.
We're not burning hydrogen.
Now, I don't. Again, I agree with you. I don't see how that adds much gameplay to it unless like racers need race gas, right? It's or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but there's additives in regular gasoline. It's not just a bunch of petroleum.
For the last time, nuclear fusion is not chemically burning up something. It's fusing the atoms of the thing. Okay. So hydrogen fusion, you wouldn't have an additive.
Well, I mean, what if you added like deuterium or tritium to it? Would that not help the fusion process?
I mean, then you're fusing deuterium or tritium. You're not fusing.
But if you added it as an additive, maybe by saying that it's more expensive, that hydrogen is cheap and you could just use hydrogen, but by adding tritium or deuterium, like they would on a nuclear bomb.
All right,
we don't even have to get we don't have to get scientific. We're talking about a project where I take a gun off my hip and it points a magic repair beam to fix my damn power supply.
We don't have to go getting off track here, but yeah, like suffice it to say there'll be different types of fuel. We don't know how they're going to implement it yet, but we'll see how they do it.
He was just making an example of what they can do with the system. That doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Right. Yeah. He was just. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So anyone else besides fuel, before I had hydrogen?
The only thing that I see here that kind of not necessarily worries me, but I am concerned about is if we're going to be shooting components. I don't know if they've ever put any thought about where they put components. Past, do we have room to put it there? Okay, it can go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's going to create some very awkward meta where you're going to have.
I think they've gotten better about that in the past 5 years. Because I mean, you used to be that way before they had the metrics, but I think in the past 5 years they mostly figured out where they're going to push stuff, especially like
Well, I mean more like how the shield gens are right on the top of the Gladius. And so if you,
So with the
you might
gliders,
end
no
up in a
ship.
situation. Well, again, but I mean, a lot of the fighters, they're
Mhm.
right on the top, right along the spine,
Mhm.
which could push you to not want to expose your back, and so you'd be constantly like trying to pull negative Gs in a dogfight. Like I could just see some big awkwardness coming from that if they're making the only way that you could actually disable a ship by hitting components, where like the physical location of those components become a really large part of the meta.
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to probably leverage a little bit of hand wavium and spreadium to say, hey, look, if you hit this area of the ship, you will be affecting these components or this area, as opposed to having to be precisely aiming towards where those components are at. And they're going to spread them out because there are some ships that have all their components kind of clumped up together. So that doesn't mean everywhere else is pretty much you can blast it off, but the ship's just going to, fly away from
Yeah,
you.
it's just going to get
I don't think they'll do
ventilated. And
Well, I think they
not
might
really
say the
do much.
Gladius. You're talking about the Gladius. You might actually have armor on the top and maybe not armor on the bottom, so you're a little bit protected. But what's that focus targeting thing they like to do with master modes? I think it's going to come into play a lot
precision
more.
mode.
Yeah,
That's
precision mode's going to be
garbage.
rough.
Well, I
Why
have a
would you
question
have
for y'all.
in a spaceship? Why would you have armor on top and not on bottom? Since there's no up and down and
Well,
I
there's the
know
galactic
for a
plane.
fact that there's a giant space turtle that does not have armor on its under. He just has it on top.
I know. Again, the more I look at this game, the less it makes sense.
He spins.
It's
Don't
World
ask me
War
why.
II in space. I mean,
Yeah,
nothing
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But I have a question though. So they're talking about misfire. Different types of stuff can cause misfire and different ships and the components and whatnot. Is anyone looking forward to that kind of gameplay, or are you worried that they may have too much at the beginning before they scale it back?
I just want to know where Mr. Fire's at.
Okay, Togi.
If you put the wrong octane, if you put the wrong hydrogen octane in your ship, then it's going to cause misfire.
You're gonna be misfiring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he
Rolling
said
cold.
like we already have misfires in game now, but this is going to be more extensive. I don't know anybody that's like, oh yeah, I want my weapons to misfire. There's a lot of things that they say. They're like, oh, this is the gameplay you were looking for. No, CIG, I wasn't. Like,
Well, your weapons already misfire if they take too much damage. Right now, like you said, it's already in there.
Yeah.
My only concern is that I don't want, if I have a cheap ship with cheap components and and everything is generally healthy, I don't want I don't know if anybody of you guys have played that new that's the Star Trucker Space Trucker game where shit just breaks randomly and that's all. That's like 75% of the gameplay is replacing the batteries and the air filters and stuff in there because everything just degrades really quickly as you're just playing the game. If Star Citizen becomes that, I will find something else to play. I swear to you.
So you know what you do, Go Map? You buy a warranty.
I swear, if I'm spending more than 3% of my time, if I'm avoiding combat and I'm just driving my ship place to place, and if they say, "Oh, you randomly, your quantum drive just took a dump," like, no.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is not. There's a difference between challenging and punishing. And if you punish your players for just playing your game, it's a bad game.
Yeah, I think it can become a bit much. Yeah,
that is one of my. But that is one of my worries too. I don't know what would be too much for me, but I mean, like maybe more than once an hour, more than once every 2 hours. I don't know, depending on what you're doing, what I'm flying.
I'm thinking weeks, fast car.
No way.
That would be hopeful, but it's gonna be more often.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping
have-
like weeks or something
You
like
have to
that.
prepare.
Replacing a component
You have
every
to
hour.
prepare to leave
Yeah.
to bring your ship someplace. You have to prepare to bring your ship someplace. You have to have spare parts. maybe the subcomponents, components.
Yeah, but they
The
said like
ship, the
spare
Carrack
parts
has a
only work
repair
for
bay.
side 1 and 2. If I'm
I
if
get
I'm on
that,
my
but like
merchant
in the
one,
future, but like the Carrack has a repair bay. To correct me if I'm wrong, to probably fix stuff like this. So they're making stuff that's gonna fit in a lot of places, and a lot of places people aren't
again,
gonna like
that's
it.
for side 1 and 2. You can do it for side 1 and 2. But I'm talking about if it's a side 3 and up. Like if you're on a Carrack and you have your own. I believe they have size 3 or large components in the Carrack. You won't be able to repair them on your own. You got to take them into the shop, or you have to have. I'm not even sure you can replace them if it's size 3 or above.
No, you can't.
And then
That's why Pops has a tow company.
yeah, but then you have to think about it. You have to think about this also. You have to do maybe a small rework on some of the ships because you're going to have a place to store these components. I mean, the 600's probably got plenty of room where you could do that.
Not really.
Because you have to have some kind of a rack or something to keep these extra. Because you're not just going to stack them on the side. That would be my assumption.
Fixing. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, fixing components has been in game for quite a while. I've seen somebody stream doing it, and he brought stuff up to 90%. That was probably 6+ months ago. And everybody here that I think I'm talking to in Discord knows that I've routinely been, refilling and trying to repair my ships. We go do mission. If I ever was going to do a mission, I would find a derelict ship and start stripping stuff off so I could repair my ship with it. So. You got to prepare. You got to think about it now, and then because you don't want to be shocked by it like a year from.
So to address what Gomab said about like the frequency of this, I expect them to do exactly what they do whenever they add a new basic feature to the game. It'll be cranked up on release. Remember how we got interdictions, and every time you go somewhere, you got interdicted. Get prepared for your stuff just not working when we get engineering.
We're starving to death every hour.
Yep. Yep. Same.
I will
It's
come back.
fastcart.
Yeah.
It's the fastcart syndrome.
Oh. All right. So that was a good conversation. But that is ISC, the Alpha 4.0 engineering, and like they said, they're gonna I hate us for it. I hate us until after it's a certain time. So you got about 5 weeks before it comes back. That's that.
Did you say that you ate us?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know why I keep putting mentioning here. It won't let me pronounce it right.
It's okay.
But there's Alpha 4.0 engineering. So thank you all for the conversation. Up next, we have our community content. This is from a Rage Guide. I don't think we featured Rage Guide too often, but Essential Beginners Hauling Tip. Some of us may not help, but there's always someone new coming into the verse and trying to find out stuff. So I just want to give this video some props. But this is Rage Guide, Beginners Hauling Tips.
Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guy. The idea for this video started out as a kind of zero to hero run to see if doing hauling missions should be considered a starting career, the same way that delivery or bounty hunting or racing might be. And sometimes the game doesn't cooperate with that, and it was getting hard to get a clean run, not being sidetracked by some bug. And I decided against focusing on the bugs because most of them had already been hotfixed by the end or were in line to be hotfixed before the videos finished being edited. So this is going to be tips and hints video on being a completely new player, making it as a hauler. But as to the overall question, are hauling missions a beginning career? The answer is more of a beginning plus career, because you need what I would regard as a starter plus ship for it to make sense. Or in the terminology of my starter ship comparison, starter 3 plus and starter 4 plus. Trying to make a hauling career a true starter ship like a Aurora or Mustang just doesn't cut it. Now, you could just use your Mustang or Aurora to get enough money to rent a Nomad or Hull A, but then that by definition doesn't make hauling your starter career. Perhaps recognizing this, CIG is offering a limited time 20% off starter package for the Nomad, which at US dollars is $76, but still quite a bit higher than the least expensive $45 true starter packages. So presuming that you're going to buy that $76 starter package, or are going to buy an Aurora or Mustang and upgrade it to a Hull A, what advice is there to give? First, as always, use a referral code. If you don't have one from anybody else, mine is StarCPG6-5NPL. That's StarCPG6-5NPL. 5,000 extra UEC may not seem like much later on, but not worth shrugging off as a new player. Second, in the same vein, do the tutorial. That'll be the easiest 35,000 credits you will ever get. You get a free starter set of light armor, likely all you really need is a hauler, and gets you from the planet to the orbital cargo station, which is where your first hauling mission will start from. Third, once you get to the cargo station, set your respawn point there, go to the cargo center, and spend a little of that starter money on a max lift tractor rifle. Trying to be a hauler with just the multi-tool tractor beam is like trying to complete bunker missions with just a pistol. Yes, you can do it, but why? If you haven't already seen some other video about how hauling missions work, open your mobiGlas with F1, select Contracts, Offers, expand the hauling list, pick your mission, and select Accept. Go to the hangar and retrieve your ship. If needed, extend the cargo spindles and optionally position it for easier loading from the freight elevator. Go to the freight elevator, lower it if it isn't already, move the cargo mission cargo from the elevator, and then raise the elevator. Use your tractor beam to load the cargo onto your ship, fly to the destination, and land in a hangar with an intent to make it easier to unload to the freight elevator. Raise the front elevator if need be, load the cargo onto it, and then lower and accept the mission completion. Now, fourth, once you've completed that starter mission and are back at the planet, you'll see a lot more missions available. And as you advance in reputation, you will see even more. But the amount being paid will not seem to increase as you think it might have. So, for example, a mission requiring moving 100 SCU of something pays barely more than one moving a dozen. And there does not seem to be any difference between moving a valuable cargo versus moving a cheap cargo. And there does not seem to be much difference between moving something a short distance and moving it a much longer distance. The main thing about all this is that the driver of hauling contract payments, at least for now, is the number of boxes. The larger missions may have more SCU, but the boxes are larger, so there are a similar number of boxes and thus a similar payment. So your main driver of your profits per hour is going to be how fast you can load and unload boxes, irrespective of the size of the box. That is why the max lift tractor rifle is such an essential first purchase, and why external cargo ships like the Nomad and Hull A are so well suited. Fifth, there is a fairly steady churn of these missions, so there is more of a premium on understanding which routes are popular for contracts at your current reputation than which ones have specific missions right now. Because if you know which routes are popular, there will soon be one even if there isn't one right now. 6. So let's talk about some tactics of selecting cargo missions. Chaining is a popular tactic in delivery missions, and that is selecting a number of missions where the drop-off of one mission is also a pickup of the next one, reducing unproductive time. In cargo missions, chaining isn't quite as important, since as long as you are picking up a mission to a destination that is also a popular starting point, you don't have to set up the next leg, but simply be confident that there will be something available when you get there. Pairing is a subset of chaining where you know that A to B is a popular route, but you also know that B to A has a steady supply of jobs too. The important difference with pairing is that this is the one situation where accepting a mission larger than the capacity of your ship makes sense. Sure, you will be needing to do multiple trips, but the return legs will also be being full, so there's no unproductive time. Stacking, though, is a tactic that I find really pays off in hauling missions. That is where you find a really popular route and load it up as many small missions as you can in order to just barely fill your ship. So, for example, here I am at Seraphim Station, and I've accepted 6 missions that are all going down to Orison, a simple orbit-to-planet run. In total, the 6 missions contain 63 SCU of cargo, one less than the capacity of the Hull A, and in total they will be paying 75,000 credits for about an hour of low-risk work as a beginner. So to summarize, the tactic that I find most profitable: find a popular route in both directions and then stack small missions until your ship is nearly full. 7. This also opens up a way to genuinely be a zero to hero in the hauling game with just a starting ship, or really no ship at all. And that is to be a stevedore, which is someone employed in the loading and unloading of cargo from ships. Since hauling payments are tied to the number of crates, and most mission time is loading and unloading those crates, and a second person will have the loading time, then paying for a stevedore makes complete sense. But how is a stevedore different than a crew member? Well, a crew member stays with the ship, and a stevedore stays with the harbor. So a stevedore would load up one ship, let it go, and then move over to another's hangar to load, unload some other ship, asking for payment either by the crate or by the minute. I haven't been able to test it out, but the economics make complete sense. And now for an update on my giveaways. To start with, we have a special membership level to cover the cost of doing live coverage of CitizenCon with his own giveaway for the Hull C, the colossal cargo container carrying craft. And although I am still expecting to make the trip to Manchester, looking now at train and hotels, the giveaway will still occur even if for unforeseen circumstances, the live coverage has to be done remote. Plus, we have our regular Grow the Channel ship giveaways for the Zippy Zazzy Zaptic Zephyr, the Zeus 2 cargo. Just waiting on the subscriber goal for that one, as well as the marvelous multiplayer multi-role mining meta, the Arasta. 1 entry per video, be a member for automatic entry with each video, or subscribe and comment, somewhere including the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the hauling gameplay that won't require a ship at all. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.
And we are back, and that is Ray's Guide. It's just a beginner's hauling tips. So yeah, any comments? Any thoughts?
I'll go first and let everybody go second. I just want to give out my number. It's 1-800-SEXUAL-CHOCOLATE. So those that want to join the verse, use that number and get some credits. But anyway, I love his voice. His voice is very cool, and he reminds me of Togi in a way, because Togi has that unusual voice kind of thing going on there. And the use of the word,
I have an unusual voice.
Shocking, right?
I'll give it a better word. Distinctive voice. Is that better? That's probably better.
I think he low-key just called you Oscar the Grouch.
I would have.
No,
I would have taken Cookie Monster. I wouldn't live in a trash can and eat cookies.
Okay. And I've never heard this word used before, stevedore. But hey, he used it and he used it well. So.
Okay. Anyone else? Oh, you got a response to that, or you already said everything you want to say about that?
I think I said everything I need to say about that.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know that the cargo missions pay out per box. That's a interesting way of balancing that.
Yeah, that's part of the new time and effort system. And so while the SCUs may be higher, they calculate the effort and time based upon how many times you got to go back to that freight elevator and drop something off on your ship.
Yeah, hopefully they do a little bit of work with that once we get engineering and you actually need to run with a crew for those larger ships.
Okay. Kuznai, you were saying something?
I mean, it was a good video. I mean, I always knew, to never go one way without missing cargo. So you always kind of knew you didn't want to, like, when you're doing cargo missions, you want to be filled constantly. So, or try to. So it was a good way for him to kind of talk to new players or players who have been around, don't do cargo missions that often, kind of give them an idea of what some best practices are. I know that the two-handed tractor beam, however, will need batteries in the future, so it will go out to include the other one. So much like other vehicles, will need batteries.
Okay.
One thing he didn't say is if you're flying something that's not a fighter or that can carry any amount of cargo, and you're going someplace else to meet up with your friends or do a mission somewhere. Let's say you're at Orison and you're going to meet folks at Microtech, at Port Tressler or New Babbage. Before you head out, if you're in a Cutlass or a C1 or a Corsair or MSR or whatever, before you head out, check the board and see if you can grab some boxes and make some money on the way.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. All right then. So yeah, I think that was a good way to end. Again, that's Rage God, Essential Beginner's Hauling Tips, and thank you for that from Ray. So pretty good. Great thing about him. One of the great things about him, I got to meet him at CitizenCon in LA. So first time meeting him in real life. So he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, cool guy.
All right then, we're gonna wrap up the show. Go to this right here. Yes, so Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UTC, we will have Soul Voices. That's part of Hotshot, a podcast Saturday, starting with Soul Voices, and going to Captain Table at 4 p.m., and then ending with Relay Station at 9 p.m. Eastern or 1 a.m. UTC. And then on Sunday, we're going to have our new show called 28 Days, and this is the countdown to CitizenCon. So that's what the 28 days is referring to in that particular instance. No one is going to lose a limb. No one's going to lose an arm or anything like that, as far as I know. Hopefully they're not. But tune in just to make sure. You never know. But that is Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. So yeah, check that out. The countdown to CitizenCon 2954. What was that?
That does sound like a start to a really terrible horror movie where like a bunch of people are flown into Manchester for a gaming convention right when the zombie outbreak. You're like thousands of miles away from home, trying to figure out things in a foreign country.
You never know. Whatever you do not go camping in the woods, okay? That's all I want to say. I want to remind people, Flights Rhythm is tomorrow at 2100 UTC. We'll be going on a hiatus. So Soul Talk will be going on a hiatus for 2 weeks. We'll be coming back on the 10th, I believe, of October. And remember, it was Molly all along, okay? But yes, we're going to be rating Abdi Johan. Make sure you send them our love. Becoming Soul Bull, Soul Sister, Soulmate, Soul Sister members will have privileges on YouTube. Click the join button. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thank you, Abin Krishnagi, Face, Gomab, Hot Face, Togi, and Jay for being my co-host. Thank you, everybody, for chat. Thank you, Io. I almost forgot the name. IOBang for the subscription. And yes, if you want to support us, follow us on social media, your Soul Citizen, but that's on it everywhere. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, or follow depending on what platform you're on, and then they're going to head out. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Peace, love, and soul.